And we like talking in the green room about topics. And I think this was something I was waiting for forever. And this is really interesting that T-Mobile's doing. And I'm hoping other people follow suit. And we're going to talk about what happens when you have no more bars. You're traveling, you're going different places. What do I do if there's not a cell tower? We live on cell towers to make phone calls and also worrying about potential live streaming
Right.
or going live somewhere or making a social media post in the middle of nowhere. Soon this is going to be able to do it anywhere, right? That's what Elon and Starlink are trying to do, partnering with kind of go deeper into that for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you watched the Super Bowl last night, you might have noticed that T-Mobile came out with a commercial that talked about free calls and free texts to anyone in the world, and they partnered with Starlink in order to make that happen. So this is something that Elon had been talking about. Maybe you heard about it in 2017, 2018, but he's actually has quite a few satellites already in orbit providing services. So the real interesting part about this is we're starting with satellite technology, pairing that with cellular data. Yeah, we're going to eliminate dead spots, and then we're also going to improve our network interactivity. So that means you can run an AI, app on your phone and it not be so much of an issue. Right. The real cool thing about this is this has great effects even to just public service abilities. I actually saw that T-Mobile during the California wildfires actually used this program to fight dead zones in those areas in the wildfires where certain officers couldn't get to. Right, so that's incredibly important. And now we're starting to see, okay, now we got this in the US, we're going to expand it to a global outreach. What does this mean for countries in Africa? What does this mean for Asian countries that just don't have the infrastructure for regular telecom networks that we take privy to here in Western civilization? So it's very interesting, and we're starting to now see new talks from upgrading from 5G to the next evolution, I guess, is 6G or yeah, it's already in
I can't wait.
process.
I can't wait. So thinking about what about like other things like internet provides Starlink will you'll be able to stream stuff in the middle of nowhere too. Did they talk about that?
Yeah, but ideally, Elon's concept is you pay a monthly subscription just like you would any regular internet service provider, and anywhere where there's a satellite, you can access the internet, right? And that could transverse countries as well, right? I could probably be on the plane with my Starlink internet, and I don't have to pay like $20 for the airline's internet. That's something, right? I think that's and what this is doing is all this interconnectivity and network infrastructure that we're building now is just going to make that Internet of Things world even more possible, right? So we see the evolution of now potential human AI based robots, right? That we can bring into our home and help do some little task, right? We got the Rumba bot, right, that can go around and sweep our house, but now we can start getting things more advanced. I mean, the last time you went to go, I don't know if you bought a fridge or a dishwasher recently, but it's got all types of features associated with it now that we could, I could control my dishwashing from my phone. Like it's going to be a
Totally.
very era of
No,
convenience. That's what it's going to end up becoming.
I see it as unbelievable, man. I see it exciting because you're like, are you kidding me? Really? You can do this, you can do that, and that's the process. Now, it's interesting that he's only partnering one cell phone company, which makes it interesting for Verizon. But after that fact, when I heard about Starlink, I think it was Buzz Aldrin is doing a commercial. Can you
Mm.
text me now? And it's all the way you could text all the way to all the way up to planets.
Oh,
So
interesting.
that I'm gonna look up the Buzz Aldrin thing, Buzz Aldrin commercial. If you people are watching this, Aldrin commercial, and it's called "Can You Text Me Now?" And guess who they brought back? They brought back "Can You Hear Me Now?" guy. He's
No,
left
the
the Oval and
original
he's back
Verizon
to,
guy. Yeah,
and he was up. He was in space. So I'm going
that's
to go
amazing.
Buzz Aldrin commercial. And what can Verizon do? So
Well,
competitive competition says so. They
here's what
had
I
that
actually
commercial
saw.
too. That commercial was on Super Bowl as well. So
So I
Verizon,
actually did a little research after I saw that commercial because I'm like, what? We have this availably commercially now? And yeah, it looks like Verizon is actually partnering with Jeff Bezos's side of things, which I think also is connected with Virgin Galactic or
oh wow.
whatever that space company is. So yeah, it's gonna I think obviously you see all of the big tech billionaires, all of them's got some type of space company associated with them. So I imagine there's got
All
to
right,
be
so it's
space for
called Verizon
competition.
promotes direct to device in new commercial with Buzz Aldrin. Latest
Mm.
commercial featuring, so you probably missed this on the commercials while you watched the other commercial, but I didn't watch Super Bowl at all. I didn't care, and because I thought it was fixed, and the fix was not in. The Eagles did
Oh
win.
no, it was not fixed.
The,
That
the,
much
the
for
fix
sure.
was not in by the Eagles winning, but ultimately maybe the Taylor Swift thing was about to die. Maybe that was the end. Maybe she hit her final highest crescendo for followers because people are looking for something different now. Latest
Sure.
commercial featuring astronaut Buzz Aldrin highlighted the company's work with satellite technology to eliminate cellular dead zones. So there's no dead zones anymore. The ad emphasized Verizon's satellite capabilities as a solution for remote areas where traditional cellular coverage is lacking. The commercial aired on February on the Grammy Awards. So it started in the Grammy Awards. This wasn't on Super Bowl. Aldrin reflected on the progress of technology in the Verizon release. So Verizon jumped before with Can You Text Me Now? And it's called Can You Text Me Now instead of Can You Hear Me Now?
Interesting. Okay.
And the Hear Me Now guy had to say, "You stole my gimmick," or he said he didn't say it like that. That's a wrestling term, gimmick, but you
Right.
stole my coin plays. And so
Right.
Buzz Aldrin. So that's very interesting. What's happening? But I don't care about texting. I don't want any
Right.
coverage unless I can stream 5G, 1 gig, 1,000 gigabytes back and forth. That's what I want. I want a
Yeah,
thousand by a
we want the
thousand
gigabyte speed. That's
everywhere.
right.
I don't want this slow terms. If I only could text people, I could just wait till tomorrow.
Well, and that's the beautiful thing about if we can get to a steady network around the world and everyone's got this high network speed of a gigabyte per second. I mean, you know, downloading movies in a second, we could have augmented reality experiences finally that truly make sense and are feasible, right? There's so much more that is possible. And if you're a business owner that's looking at this Internet of Things, a landscape, and how do I get connected with those sort of things, talk with a technologist, right, to understand, okay, where can you take whatever you've built now and maybe put it in a new product form factor, right? Because you want to take advantage of the new AI, the new networks coming out, all these different new technologies. I mean, we're just gonna this is uncharted territory, Neil. we we are
So
in
I'm waiting for Web 3.0. That's
yeah,
going
you
to
say that
change
quite a bit. Yeah.
things, and that's what I'm waiting for. But if you're in the AI, this is the .com era, and people, if you've access to AI and understand AI completely or understand technology completely, you
Right.
could be one of the people that became rich based on the .com era that you and I wish we knew about .com. We would have laughed and said, "What's .com? Come on now.
Right.
I'm still on AOL." But no, I'm just serious. This is your opportunity. It's here. It's a little bit more of a bloody ocean, but guess what? It's not easy. And technology is not easy. I don't care what anyone says.
No,
If they think they're
absolutely.
using AI correctly, they're not. And we'll discuss that further in another podcast.
Oh yeah, it starts all with authentic value, right? Don't just throw AI into some product or service that you think this is gonna throw it out the park. You know, investors are looking to see is this a AI wrapper on Chat GPT, or actually are you doing some of the true data science work and building something truly new and different? So
And I
that's
see
going to
so
be
many of
fun.
their AI wrapper from ChatGPT, and no one figures it out. And they've made enough sales. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean it's good
dude,
for validating your business proof of concept. But you're
it's not going to
you're
last
locked into
forever.
that
You're going to get
vendor.
a fast
That's right.
return of money, and then you got to run because it's done.
Yep. As soon as they raise their prices, you got to raise your prices. And if your customers don't agree with that, well, you might want to consider some open source AI development, that new DeepSeek, huh?
But they're now trying to ban it on government devices. But I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah. Well, I think one part of this though that people should consider also too with this new Internet of Things is take care of your privacy. Like this is probably more important now than ever. Um, so many different data points can have access to your data. So make sure you double lock it, act two factor, whatever you can, right? Because yeah, with this new
We don't
information
know how
coming
much they're
in,
stealing over at ChatGPT,
no, we don't.
and we'll
I could
never
probably
find
go
that.
find
But
my
if we found out what the government was doing, some of the government dealings that we didn't know what was happening, imagine what's happening in our data with ChatGPT. We don't
right.
want. They
So
know.
right.
They
So
know
imagine the
exactly.
data the government has, right? So we should take even more utmost important to keep that data secure from institutions and or otherwise, right?
Exactly.
So yeah,
All
that's kind
right.
of interesting.
UXbright.com. Check out Chris Richards on LinkedIn, and we'll talk next week, man.
All right. Thank you so much.